What's good, guys? Thanks for stopping by. I'm looking to watch a couple videos with you and go over the evilness of the world that we are living in. Unfortunately, we are subject to some people that do not think the same way that we do with our whole and pure hearts. We're going to go over a video right now. Haven't watched it yet, but it's close to home. It's basically says that the 7-year-old tells the cop that his dad killed his mom over a Switch, I believe. So a Nintendo Switch. You know, that's close to home for all of us parents. It sounds like they might be fighting, and then you know, it's added stress when you have the kids involved and stuff. So we're gonna get into it and see how this went down. Sounds like it didn't go too good, but I know it goes over the actual phone call and the kids obviously here as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Thanks for watching. This will be our very first video. Any subscriptions or likes would really be appreciated. I'm going to be doing this once a night, 1 or 2 videos of some deep evilness, just to remind us that they're out there and they are watching and waiting for the opportunity to pounce on us, individuals that do have that pureness in our hearts. So we just need to, just a little reminder on why it's important to keep our eyes open for this types of shape-shifting evil that is lurking the earth around us. So let's go ahead and get into it. Thanks for watching. Let's get it.
Hi, Carson. Tell me the reason you had to come here and talk. Has something happened?
Yeah.
Tell me everything that happened.
My mom and dad were fighting, and then my dad got a gun. We heard the gunshot. It was loud.
What did that sound like?
Okay. That's when me and my brother ran to safety.
My mom shot.
Meet these two heroic brothers, because right now they are telling detectives exactly how their father, 31-year-old Stephen Bryce Wheeler, killed his wife, Jordan Wheeler, all while Stephen sits in another interrogation room, completely unfazed with what he has done.
Jordan's dead. You killed her. She's not coming back. Not a murder.
Stephen has no idea that his own children have already told detectives everything, and their story reveals the truth, that their dad is no man. He is a monster.
Why are you going to witness and you're being a clean man right now. So I'm probably going to prison for the rest of my life.
It was late into the evening on October 19th, 2023, when dispatch in a rural Michigan town received this 911 call from 33-year-old mother of 3, Jordan Wheeler.
My child called me crying that his dad threw his tablet at him, so I was coming to get him. And then he put his hands on me.
Oh.
Okay, I have it on video. Okay, can you get out of the home with him?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my kids' stuff so I can get out of here.
Gunshots.
Hello? 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 Jordan, what's going on? Hello?
The man you just heard admitting to shooting Jordan is her estranged husband, 31-year-old Stephen Bryce Wheeler. What started as a domestic dispute quickly spiraled into a horrific shooting captured on tape. And police were not only panicked and desperate to try and save Jordan's life, but they were terrified to discover the fate of her 2 young boys, Colton and Carson, who police could hear were present at the time of their mother's shooting. When police arrived at Stephen's home, where the 911 call originated, they were relieved to find Colton and Carson in the care of a neighbor, traumatized, but alive. Inside the home, things were much more grim. Jordan, whose entire life revolved around her children, had been shot multiple times. She was rushed to the hospital, but the prognosis was not good. Meanwhile, her husband Bryce hardly had a scratch on him. In a drunken state, he surrendered to police and was transported for questioning. Police knew he was behind the murder, but they had a big question. Why had it happened? To get answers, police turned to an unlikely source, Jordan and Bryce's children, Colton and Carson, who had been put in an unimaginable situation. They were the only ones who could truly solve their mother's murder. They were brought in for questioning with a forensic...
Now, before we go into this, let's just do a quick recap. So, first off, the guy has his kids. Obviously, it sounds like they were divorced or split up. And the kids obviously, need to spend time with their dad. I'm a dad. I have kids part-time on the weekends. So I know exactly how this goes. Sounds like the kid reached out to the mom saying that, he threw a switch at him or something, I believe is what he said. And he was probably nervous. He was scared. He's not used to being around, maybe he's, in addition to his kids being there, he's drinking. It looks like he's military as well. So maybe he's having some, aftershocks of something that happened while he was in service. They have PTSD like no other. And it's real. There's a couple videos I'll have. We'll go over that as well. But so the number one thing, and like I said, I'm a dad. I understand this goes. It's a drop off for the weekend. Sounds like the dad is, depressed. He's just, an alcoholic or whatnot. But he's drinking around his kids. His kids are 7. 7's an interesting age. They're big enough to, know what's going on. They're big enough to want to stay busy. They're big enough to walk around and do their own things. They're not crawling anymore. It's you got to keep on them. You got to keep them busy, right? And it sounds like the Switch was what was keeping them busy. And my kids play the Switch, so I understand how it goes. We'll get into it, but it sounds like this is going to get pretty dark. As you heard, there was 2 gunshots, and then he said, F you, and then he even says to the operator, I shot her in the head. Yeah, this is crazy. Let's keep going.
Interviewer.
And in this room, we only talk about true things, things that have really happened. Not that that's not true. So somebody said it was raining in this room right now. Is that
It's
true
not.
or not true?
Not true.
And if someone said you're Carson, is that true or not true?
It's true.
Today, when we talk, could you make me a promise to only talk about true things? Okay. Do you have questions about those things?
No.
How do you feel about being here?
Happy.
Happy? Okay. Tell me the reason you had to come here and talk.
I don't know why.
Don't know why? Okay. Has something happened?
Yeah.
Tell me everything that happened.
Well, my mom and dad were fighting, and then my dad got a gun to mom.
Okay.
And then my brother tried to call the police, and it didn't work, because he didn't have Wi-Fi.
Wow.
And then somebody called the police, and I forgot who they were, but they're in our airplane, and I heard the bullet. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we got around the block, then we got to Scorpio 11, and then the cops were on the wrong street.
Oh, man.
The forensic interviewer gave the same speech to both of the brothers. And surprisingly, despite their age, they had no problem telling her the tragic events that led them to sitting in the room. Colton began the story in his own words, giving her a quick outline of events.
Tell me the reason you had to come here to talk.
Because if my mom and dad, they got in a fight, and
Tell me everything. Start from the beginning and try not to leave anything out.
so first, my dad threw my tablet on his back, and then he picked me up because I was crying, and then he fell with me. And then I called my mom. I was talking on the phone, on my tablet before all that happened. And then my dad took it and hung up. And then after all of that, I said, she came. And then my dad kept on saying, get out of my house a bunch of times. And then my mom called the police. And then he ran. And me and So we live on Woodward Street, and there's this yellow car. We ran down a few houses, and we hid behind in their backyard.
Wow.
And then as soon as we started to run, we heard.
When that happened with mom and dad, where was that at?
It was at our house,
Whose house?
his house.
His house? Okay. And, who lived there?
So it's a good thing that they ran before he did that, because who's to say he wouldn't have done the same thing to them in just pure rage, guilt, and then take himself with him afterwards. We see it all the time in the news. Somebody saved these kids upstairs and got them away prior to him doing this. That's just, crazy, crazy, crazy.
That house.
Only my dad.
Okay. So, tell me the reason mom was there.
Cause he threw my brother's tablet at his back.
He threw your brother's tablet at his back?
No, at
Damn.
Thank you for
Damn.
Okay. Tell me about that part more.
and
That's so
then
cool.
he cried, and then he asked him to call Mama on my tablet, and I literally FaceTimed Mama.
Okay. Who wanted to call mama?
My mother.
Your brother? Okay, so
And my sister was not there because she was at our teacher's house.
gotcha. Okay, so your brother wanted to call mama.
And I went in,
And
and a few minutes later, she comes.
she came a few minutes later, and right when she got there, a few minutes later, what was the first thing that happened?
They were yelling at each other.
You were yelling at each other? Tell me about just that part of yelling.
My dad was trying to call the police. Then my mom already called the police. And then my mom,
What did, what? A gun? A gun?
a pistol,
A pistol?
a long shot pistol,
Okay. Where was the pistol at?
at our dad's house.
In which room?
It was in his room.
Okay. And, could you see the pistol with your eyes?
No,
No. Okay. When mom got there and you said they were yelling at each other, which room were they in?
they were in the living room.
They were in the living room? Where was the gun at then when they were in the living room?
We're next to the door.
Right next to the door?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
And my mom was like laying down, and he was standing up with the gun thing up on the wall.
Okay.
And then Mama twice, or like six,
Twice or six. Where were you when that was happening?
outside.
Outside. Okay. What could you hear when that was happening?
Gun.
Okay.
Bro, this kid's
And then tell
7.
me, like, you were in your bedroom and,
That's
they
rough.
were yelling at each other. What was the very next thing you did?
I got out and with my brother.
You got out with your brother?
Then we were about to leave. And then Mama,
Okay. How did you know to leave?
because he was
Did somebody tell you to leave?
we just leave.
You just left?
Okay. And then
Bro, that, you see what I'm saying? He knew he was gonna shoot him as well. Upstairs, bro, you gotta, it's real. It's real upstairs, man. That's crazy.
we got into somewhere. Then we knocked on somebody's door. And I don't know why I didn't know Jeffrey. He's one of somebody in our neighborhood, and we know a lot about him.
Oh, okay. Alright.
And then the police got there, and then he arrested our dad.
Okay.
And our mom was at the hospital.
Gotcha. Okay.
And there's like a 1% chance of her life.
How does he know that?
Thank you for telling me all
Who
of
told
that.
him that?
What did, when they were yelling at each other and everyone was in the living room, tell me the next thing you did.
We went outside.
Ran outside. Right before you ran outside.
We actually walked and were about to leave into our mom's car. But then,
Right before you ran or went outside, what was Dad doing, Stella?
he was being really mean, and Mama thought he was drunk.
Mama thought he strong. He was being a little mean. What was he doing that was mean?
Like hurting my brother and not me. Because I was just in my room and I was still watching.
Gotcha. And was that the same thing you told me about earlier with the tablet in the back?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for helping me understand.
Man.
You were in the living room with Mama, done over jellies, and
No, we were not in the living room. We were in our bedroom getting on our clothes.
thank you for correcting me. So you were in your bedroom getting on your clothes. But right before you ran outside, where was that at?
He was in the living room, like right next to the door.
Right next to the door. Did he ever leave the living room, or could you ever see him leave the living room?
No, I didn't see him leave the living room.
You didn't see him leave the living room? Okay. Could you ever see him do anything else?
Because we were already run away.
You already ran. Okay.
Both of the boys' stories are an exact match.
Okay, so these kids clearly were getting their clothes, ready to go, getting their backpack. Their mom was there to pick them up. They knew something was wrong. He was drinking. He threw a tablet at his 7-year-old kid in his back. That's why the kid, and I'll be honest with you, I bet you the kid has dealt with a lot more than that. And he probably has not called his mom. Thank goodness we have FaceTime nowadays. They have their tablets. They can call anytime they need. They do it with their mom. They do it with me. No problem. So this is rough. This is pretty rough. I'm not going to lie.
And all the evidence at the scene backs up their version of events. Police know without a doubt that after Bryce threw a tablet at one of the boys, their mother came to the rescue, desperate to get them out of harm's way. In response, Bryce killed her. Police have no doubt that it's Bryce who pulled the trigger, but they're hoping the boys can answer one very important question. Was there undeniable intent behind Bryce's actions? Did he go to the room, get the gun, load it, and then take his wife's life? Colton has a heartbreaking revelation for police that answers that question.
What do you know about where he keeps the gun?
He keeps it in his room up by the TV.
Describe that to me more.
So there's like this big stand. So there's like one right here, and then there's another one on top of that. And then he has a case for his gun. And then when he was running to go get his gun, he hit a hole in the wall by the like switch.
Okay. Could you see him running to get the gun?
Yes, and that's when we ran and left.
That's when you ran and left. Okay, I want to hear more about that part. So tell me how you know he was running to get the gun. And my mom kept on saying, "Where is your alcohol?" Because she thought he was drunk, and he hit a hole in the wall by the light switch, which is up here. And then we heard it was loud. And then when he ran and he hit a hole in the wall, that's when me and my brother ran to safety. That's when you and your brother ran to safety?
We learned about that in school.
Oh, thank you for telling me that. Is there any other reason to decide to run for safety?
Because we didn't want to get
Was
Wow.
somebody talking about, like, shooting?
knocked.
Okay.
But we know how he ran. We knew he was going to go get his gun.
Tell me,
Wow.
tell me where he ran to.
The bedroom, because that's where he keeps the gun.
And could you see him run to the bedroom with your eyes?
Yes. And then when he hit the hole in the wall, that's when we ran out.
That's
Damn.
And then when you ran out, tell me the first thing you could, like, hear. Describe to me.
They were like loud and like thunder loud.
Like thunder loud? Okay.
It goes without saying these children have no idea right now, but they are heroes. Because if their father tries to deny what happened in that house, as we'll soon hear him do, police have his children's words against his own. They are the ones bringing justice to the death of their mother, whether they realize it or not.
How was Mom and Dad acting to each other that day?
They were kind of being mean.
Okay. Tell me more about that.
So they were like fighting a long time ago when I was like 5 or 4. And I remember them yelling a long time ago. You know, I have bad memory. I still remember that.
Tell me how you feel around Dad.
Anything else that you could hear or hear somebody say that you think is important?
We heard our mom say, Colton Carson's run.
Oh, wow.
So,
Wow.
like, when we
Oh
were
my
going to get
God.
our gun, when we were, like, scared and we were about to run out of the house, that's what our mom said.
Wow.
Person run.
Jeez.
Going to get it done.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Thank you for sharing that
crazy.
part with me. Anything else that you could hear somebody say or that you think is important for me to know?
I heard a little bit of a scream.
Tell me about that part.
So, I think it was my mom screaming.
What was happening during the scream?
I can only hear it a little bit because of, but
Armed with the boy's brave and compelling testimony, law enforcement bring in Bryce, as he prefers to be called. This is just hours after the death of his wife. But apparently that's long enough for him to twist the story of what happened to his liking and try to drag the name of the mother of his children through the mud.
Are you married right now?
I was going through the process of divorce.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that. How long have you been married?
9.5 years.
9.5 years. And tonight an incident occurred that led you to be here.
Yes.
Well, what exactly occurred?
In my eyes, I will kind of go into the backstory of it.
Okay.
Jordan Wheeler and Jordan, throughout the process of the divorce, she lost all rights to the house that we had a set address because she was kind of using it to stop and check as we're all in Pakistan. And yesterday, she broke a court order that she signed. And got pretty aggressive with me.
Some substance abuse.
And it's, I've never been a violent person. I don't really know what else I should speak on regarding what happened.
Well, how about this? You're saying that she violates some court order. What do you mean by that?
So, I had the, what's it called, like the right, or, I'm trying to remember exactly what it's called, but basically the right to have privacy in her own home.
Okay.
And obviously, if two lawyers freaking agree to let the husband have the rights of privacy in his own house, it's because someone was definitely kind of crapping on him. And they're crapping on her.
What is he talking about?
So are you saying she was allowed to come to your house?
Yes, without my express written consent.
Okay. And did she break that?
Yes.
Jordan wasn't breaking any rules by entering the home. She did have a court order against her husband, but that court order didn't bar them from talking or seeing one another. It just stated that contact between the two, via text, phone calls, or in person, could only be regarding the children and their well-being. Jordan went to the home for one reason, and one reason alone, to get her young ones out of a violent, toxic situation, because in tears they had begged her to come get them.
Wow.
So you have her coming to your house without your permission in the past, and then I just heard you say that she came to your house at 9 o'clock last night without your permission.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
So she showed up without you knowing that she was gonna show up?
Yes.
What was she doing there? Why did she come over?
So I honestly don't really know her intent of her arriving at the house, I had my children with me. Well, 2 out of 3 of my children, my boys, and my boys were in their bedroom, going to sleep, and I was in my kitchen, and kind of went south from there.
What do you mean south? An argument?
Yeah,
Did it get physical?
or towards me, yes.
Tell me what happened.
She approached me,
Oh man, you're a big dude.
called me a selfish piece of shit, said I wasn't thinking about the kids because whenever she signed the rights away to the house, she, I guess, wasn't thinking very well because she's been living at her sister's house. And she was, you're a selfish piece of shit. You, this, that, the other. It's the first time I've ever heard cuss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She approached me, I asked her to go away.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, blah, blah. And put my left arm out, reinforced her wanting to go away, or me wanting her to go away.
Mm-hmm.
And she wouldn't.
What was she upset about?
The fact that she signed away her own rights to the house, and the fact that it made me selfish. She wanted me to, after she signed away her rights to the house, she really, and she wanted me to move out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, no, I'm not. Like, I've been paying this mortgage since 2016. Why? I gotta move away. I don't have any place to go. I don't have family here. If she wanted to move back in, she could. And I told her that I live in the basement, this, that, and the other, but it was, well, you move out, or you're a horrible dad, which I'm not a horrible dad. And I feel that, but
When did she move out of the house? When did she start staying with her sister?
August 7th.
That date came out real quick. Is there a reason why you remember that date so easily?
I was at a school for the military, and that's the date that I came home. She hadn't filed for divorce at that point in time, but I was talking with Cadre. I said, I can smell blood in the water. Got home August 7th, August 10th, got a text message, hey, I filed for divorce. Yeah.
So what have you guys been doing in the meantime?
Just normal, I guess, divorce shit.
Has it gotten ugly?
There was one time it got ugly. Like, not ugly in person, but, kind of getting at each other. I've never been the type of person to yell, scream, let my hands on her, whatever.
Okay, so update, basically, he goes out to the military, like I kind of said. I saw the picture of him in his military attire. As soon as he gets back, within 3 days, it sounds like, either he went to school on that 7th to leave, or he was coming back. But August 11th or so, she texted him saying she wants a divorce. Got it. So now we see his kind of mindset. His wife that he's been with for 9.5 years, 3 kids together. He's been paying the mortgage probably through his money that he's earning through the military. She's not, clearly, and now she's leaving him and is asking for the house as well and having him move out. He stated that he would be okay with letting her move in and he would move in the basement, but it sounds like she wanted him out completely. So he's probably seeing red right now. She comes in, and he's drinking, terrible combination. But let's see what happens.
Well, last night he got out of control, though, right?
I really wouldn't say so.
Yeah. If I understand you right, it sounds like she showed up uninvited, and she instigated some problems there. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
You had to put your hand on her to get you away from her?
She put her hands on me first.
How did she do that?
Just kind of normal flat pizza shit.
Where were you at?
I was in my kitchen, in front of the sink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bryce repeatedly claims that he wasn't the type to put hands on his wife or his children. He wants police to think he's a model husband. Obviously, he's anything but. His relationship with Jordan was toxic in the final months of her life, and not due to her actions whatsoever, but due to his. Here is Jordan's mother giving her perspective on their relationship.
Bryce and her were having difficulties. Bryce has a drinking problem. They were having difficulties. He is in the military. He's, what do they call it?
The National Guard.
National Guard. And he was being sent to Pennsylvania for some training on how to fix helicopters. And he got really drunk the night before he left. They had a really big fight. And she told him that, you know, when you come back, you need to come back sober or things aren't gonna work.
How long ago was that?
That he left in September. While he was there, he would continuously text her all day long, all day. And if she didn't answer, he would get angry. He was telling all of us, he contacted everyone in the family, that he was going to, that the chaplain had come in because he was got his bootstrings. And he would tell her these things to make her feel guilty all day. I've got text messages from her where she has screenshotted things that he has sent her and that kind of thing.
Any threats?
He's like walking a real fine line with him, you know. He's told her that he doesn't want anybody else to have her. He's obsessed with her. He doesn't really. Her thing that she said to him yesterday was, I need to see you put the kids first. I need to see that you care about the kids and that you want the kids to be first. Because that's what life is about, is these 3 kids. And he turned it around to, well, if you're not in the house, then nobody will be in there.
The texts and calls that Jordan's mother is describing were so extreme and so frequent that she actually had to get a second cell phone. His constant text messages and calls essentially made her phone unusable.
Bryce, this shit ain't gonna be easy, man.
No, it's not.
I mean, I see you're getting upset about it, right? And I know you feel bad about it. The shit ain't easy.
That shit, dude. I'm not Robert or Roger or whatever Duklinski that I expect. I'm not.
Understood.
Like this shit. Like whenever you put me in my cell, I sat there asleep and then I had fucking flashbacks. Dude, what? Like, you know, I'm a freaking CDL holder.
Yep.
And I never in my life wanted to have to resort to that. And yeah, like I want to be honest with you. I want to be freaking just, you know, I want to put all the facts out there so that you can do what you have to do because you have a job.
That's right.
You have a job. And I want the judge to be able to do their job. Fuck, it's hard.
It's not gonna be easy, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
And like, I don't know where kids are.
Kids are at her mom's house. So they're safe. Kids are good. Kids aren't hurt.
Well, I'm assuming that her mom knows what happened.
She does. Everybody knows what happened, but nobody knows why. Nobody knows exactly what happened in there. You obviously know. Things are out of control. And I'm sure that you could take it back 100 times out of 100 times if you could. I'm sure you would have walked out that back door and gone and cooled off somewhere if you could. 100 times out of 100 times.
Yeah, whenever you corner a person and that person doesn't feel safe.
Come on, bro. You were
And
fine.
also,
Can you explain how you didn't feel safe?
I was being berated. I was being hit.
By a woman.
Like, what am I gonna do? Freaking choke slam a person?
Maybe.
Like,
Whatever happened, Bryce,
yes.
shit got bad enough that
Yes.
you did what you did, alright?
Shit got bad enough that I had to defend myself.
And what did you do to defend yourself? You gotta say it, man. It's gonna suck to say it. You might cry, okay? When I say her name, Jordan, it upsets you. And I'm sure you didn't really want to do it, but at the time you did.
So, I walked away from my kitchen sink. Jordan and I kept on having a heated exchange near the front door. And near the front door, well, Jordan kept on hitting me.
According to the kids' recollection of events, it wasn't Jordan who picked fights in the home. She set boundaries, demanding that Bryce stop drinking around the kids, be an active father, and keep his hands off of them. Apparently, her telling him to be a halfway decent father was berating in his eyes.
What led you to the point to go that far? You say she was berating you by the front door?
No.
Did you have any gun on you at that point?
I had the gun on me.
No.
Before everything happened, it was on my kitchen table.
No.
You know, I never threatened her with it.
This guy's cooked.
Where do you normally keep your gun?
Depends on the day, time of day. You know, kitchen table, next to the front door, nightstand.
With your kids.
In the house?
With kids in the house, typically I keep it unloaded. The pistol itself on top of the dresser.
Bro, they can easily get to that.
With a magazine inside the underwear drawer.
Oh yeah, that's good enough.
But tonight, you had it on the kitchen table?
Yeah.
What got you to the point that you actually got the gun out and put it on the kitchen table?
No, I was anticipating to just clean the frame of it.
Yeah, right,
It was
bro.
9 o'clock at night, the kids were supposed to be asleep.
Okay. Is that where you normally clean it, is the table?
Yeah.
Your gun? So you had it laid out on the kitchen table, being ready to clean it. Jordan shows up.
Yeah.
You guys get into an argument.
She gets in an argument with me. You know, there's one thing that, I told her a couple, probably 2 or 3 days ago. There's one thing that I'm forced to stop me, and that's not to act out of emotion. I don't think Sat was ever too well.
at that look he just had.
How many
Those
times?
eyes, evil.
Not sure. More than once.
What were your intentions when you were shooting her? What were you trying to do?
Shot her in the head.
What kind of question is that?
It's a question man asked.
If you're shooting someone, you're intending to kill them.
Fuck.
And it's something against each other.
Right. Were you a Boy Scout?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question about your two boys,
Yeah.
Colton and Carson? Was Carson having trouble with homework?
Yeah. Carson always has trouble. Well, he's always had less trouble with homework when he's with me. I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of like a red foreman. And from that 70s show, Stern Dad. And yeah, he's a pain bummer, but he always says it. Whenever I tell him to.
Do you know if he got a hold of Jordan and called her for help last night?
I called him to.
Called it?
Yeah. Not Carson.
And what happened with that conversation?
I mean, it was just kind of normal, like, hey, do your damn homework. Like, I don't understand why, you're kind of being Colton and Jordan didn't speak.
Was there an issue with the iPad? Was the iPad being taken from Colton and thrown at him?
Yep.
He claimed that at one point, and that's not factual.
Okay.
But that would have been yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right before Jordan showed up.
Oh, not me. Yeah, like yesterday, like
Wednesday.
Wednesday, yes.
Okay, so it's
None of the homework issues went down.
No,
Yesterday, so today's Friday morning.
yes. So it would have been Wednesday evening.
Okay. So, so the boys didn't call Jordan.
I mean, the kids always call Jordan,
So I guess I want to ask you, did you know the boys called Jordan?
Not necessarily yesterday, but
So in your recollection, there was no issue yesterday at all, which was Thursday the 19th, at roughly about 9 o'clock at night. There was no issue with the boys as far as calling Jordan about homework.
the boys were pretty cool. It was so I didn't have my daughter with me. It was
thank God.
Side, which is always kind of nice, no estrogen, just testosterone.
Right, and liquor,
And,
idiot.
yeah, I have
What
no
a
recollection of the boys calling.
Because you were drunk.
Do you know where the boys were at when you and George
They're better.
Did you hear any crying or screaming from the boys?
No.
Nothing, nothing like that. And as you stated, we can say maybe a couple times, did you check on the boys after that? Do you know where they were?
Reminder,
After
there's
it happened,
they're 7 years
I
old.
remember going outside.
This is a weird scenario.
Crying to my neighbors, saying, "Hey, make sure my kids are okay." To the whites, they live across the street. Like, if you take a step outside of my door, they're in that neighborhood across the street. Make sure my boys are okay. Make sure my kids are okay. And just lay down.
Yeah, that's not true either.
And behind my head.
Bryce fancies himself the Red Foreman type. In reality, Red Foreman would put a foot in him. Bryce suggests that his son was responsible for the tension that evening because he was having difficulty with his homework. But according to other accounts, the situation unfolded differently. Colton had asked his father for help with an assignment he was struggling to complete. Instead of stepping in, Bryce remained focused on his phone. As Colton grew more upset and continued asking for help, the interaction escalated. with Bryce throwing a tablet at him. Those aren't the actions of a lovable, strict dad. Those are the actions of a psychopath.
And then you're saying that you had to put your hands on her because she was being, what was the word you said?
Grumpy.
Okay. But she was getting in your face, right?
Yes.
All right.
It was enough that I had to redirect my attention from doing dishes and whatnot. I cleaned off the countertops. And I was just like, oh, I have to talk to this woman. I have to interact with her.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I had to turn around and meet the threat.
Okay. And where did you meet the threat at?
I would say probably about right here.
And what was threatening about her? She's like 5 foot nothing, right?
Her intonation, and she's threatened me sometimes throughout the pendency of this divorce, like, give me what I want, or else do this, or else.
Or else what?
I don't fucking know what or else means. I don't,
Has she ever been violent with you before?
I mean, there's no police records, but, you know, she's, before.
Okay. Did any of that happen last night?
She did not throw a cane at me.
Okay.
But
But it got to the point that you felt the need to go grab the gun 4 times.
allegedly.
Well,
Allegedly.
is it really allegedly? I mean, we're just talking about it, right? You said, right? So like,
I just can't.
remember I said it's gonna suck?
Yeah.
Jordan's dead. You killed him.
I think it's the first time he said
She's not
that
coming back.
he's dead. She's dead, huh? That's insane. Now let it hit him.
Self-defense is.
Do you know that she was on the phone with 911 when it happened?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out where the self-defense is when she's on the phone.
Yeah.
911.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to hear you out here, okay? I'm trying to give you your chance to explain what happened here. Because I can tell you the 911 call sure as hell didn't sound like that she was fighting you. She was trying to get the kids out of the house. I want to hear you out.
No, I understand.
You tell me. Because I listened to the call, okay? And she called 911. I don't know if she's being truthful, but she said that I need the police out here because we're having an argument and it's getting physical. Okay?
Let's get physical because I heard.
And maybe it was, right? Maybe it was getting physical.
She did say put his.
But then while she's on the phone, I don't hear her do it all.
Right.
Well, it's hard to hear something that is happening physically.
What was happening? Explain it, just so that I know.
Her getting into my box.
Okay.
Her walking up to me. Her. No.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question, please?
Yes.
So, we got you at 5'9", 194 pounds. She's 4'11", 94 pounds.
She's 4. Oh my god.
You said she's in your box, in your space.
Come on, bro.
How did it escalate to where you retrieved the gun? Times.
Bryce was on blanks, man. You want to know what I think? I think you screwed up. I think you were so mad at her that you did something really stupid that you can't take it back. And yeah, maybe there was an argument, and yeah, maybe she was in your face. But look where we're at now, and look what happened. And I just think at some point, Bryce, you need to deal with it.
The full 911 call essentially outlines the entire events of the night, beginning with Jordan's desperation to get the kids out of the house, and ending with Bryce essentially bragging about his actions and screaming obscenities over his wife's body.
Oh, damn.
My child called me crying that his dad's rude. His tablet at him, so I was coming to get him. And then he put his hands on me.
Oh,
Okay, I have it on video. Okay, can you get out of the home with him? I'm trying to get my kids' stuff so I can get out of here. Okay, they're ready for bed, so they're trying to get dressed and get their stuff first. Because do you need medical attention, ma'am? No. Okay, can you wait in your vehicle? Are you allowed to carry my kids out of here? I also believe that he's been drinking, so. Okay, what did he do to you? He grabbed me and tried to push me out of the house. What's your name? On video. Jordan, talk to him, please. But Jordan? Yes. You said he has been drinking? I believe so. Anybody have any weapons? Yes, he has a gun. Where is the gun? Somewhere in the house, probably in the bedroom. But it's not being used or threatened in any way? No. Okay, what's his last name? It's you.
Oh.
Hello?
Wow.
Hello?
She wasn't fighting him, bro.
Jordan, what's going on?
Man.
Hello?
Wow.
Hello?
How did you not hear that, operator?
At this point,
Wow.
having heard the gunshots, Bryce's neighbor ran over to the house.
I will not be.
What is going on?
Not in the fucking man.
Wow.
Why is the most important question, one that still Bryce
That's
refuses to answer.
crazy.
But I was listening to the call. I was listening to that 911 call. There was no fighting going on. There was no physical activity going on when she was calling 911.
Yeah, nope.
For the sake of your two boys, for the present, one of your boys witnessed it. And he's being a complete man right now at his little age.
Which one?
Your oldest.
So he just snitched out. Who's snitching on
So for
him?
the sake of your two children and your daughter wasn't there, right?
Now I want to say something before we finish this up. He has just been released out of jail. That's right, you heard me first. He just got released out of jail. He's already on TikTok. You might want to look him up. I'm nervous about his kids because what that cop just said is your little man's being a man right now. Which one? Boom. Says the oldest. So he knows the oldest just snitched on him. Look, you can even see this guy's like, oh, did he literally just say that? Either way, I would be really careful if I was the kids of this guy because he just got released.
You have a piece of redemption to where you can be a man just like your oldest boy.
Oh, he's pissed. Look at his eyes.
Because he knows what happened.
This is not good for him, man. And I know he doesn't like snitches. Old school mindset.
Gentlemen, I think we're done here for the morning. I need to get some sleep. Need to do a little bit of praying. It sucks that I can't get a freaking blanket or a pillow, but there's some things that I need to do. It's not gonna give you, but
We understand that.
Appreciate your time.
I appreciate y'all humoring me. And I'm not here trying to bullshit you. Waste your time. I don't know if y'all are hourly paid or paid your salary. I'm assuming you're hourly paid because by the county.
The hell does that mean? Why does that matter?
I mean, shit. I mean, I know it sounds stupid as hell, but a blanket and a fucking pillow sounds like a creature kind of thing. Right now.
Understood.
And yeah,
You just killed your wife, bro. You're not getting a pillow or a blanket in front of your kids. You need to just lay down on the ground.
I guess about as good as we can do.
Understood.
That's rough.
Police give Bryce more compassion than he's given his wife and kids in months. They put him in a jail cell, allowing him to sleep for a few hours before they bring him back for more questioning.
There had to have been a reason that led you to that point, and 5 times. There had to have been a reason to push you that far over the edge. That you went all the way back to your bedroom to get the gun, to come all the way back to the living room. Something had to have been going on in your head that drove you to do all that.
And the
It's either
women
first.
she'd been talking to me for days and weeks, talking about I'm gonna take the kids, I'm gonna move to Ohio.
Oh, damn.
You know,
Now it's coming out.
her trying to, you know, get me to leave the house. And just the way that everything's been going. You know, freaking broke. I had her breathing down my freaking throat. You know, barely afford to pay for my freaking divorce attorney. I had to take out a loan for that.
Wow.
So all these things were building upon themselves.
Yeah.
And this has all been building for the last 2 months.
So,
When you're in Pennsylvania, she's talking about leaving you. Was in your mind?
So what that just did, basically, guys, is they just literally locked down that it's premeditated, and it's first degree. He's probably, I think he pled out to something else, but that's what they're doing here. Is they're trying to see if it was premeditated, and see if he planned to do it. We'll see.
Right? Am I getting close? It's not an unusual thing, man, okay? You love her, right? You don't want to let her go.
I didn't want to let her go.
You didn't want to see her with any other men. You wanted the family back together. You wanted it to be like it was when they were happier days. These are all normal things, dude. These are all normal things.
That's why.
So I'm probably going to prison for the rest of my life, aren't I?
It's hard to say, but it looks like it.
Clearly not.
Here's the thing, man. You messed up, and sometimes it takes somebody 1 second, right? To squeeze off 5 rounds, how long did it take? Less than a second, right?
Probably.
And
I don't even remember pulling the trigger.
And then there's no take backs on that, you know what I'm saying? There's no take backs. But you know what else there is manning up and explaining why you did it and what you did, okay? 'Cause here's the thing, okay? You know your son saw you do it. Are we really gonna do that to him? Are we gonna really have him come in and testify to say, I saw dad go back to the bedroom, get the gun, come out and shoot mom?
So,
No, we're not, are we? We want, at this point, listen to me, if I'm you at this point, the only thing that I can think about is my kids. That's just me.
Yeah, no mom, no
That's what you're
dad.
thinking right now, but that's the only thing that I would care about. You have to think 1 minute at a time. Right?
Bro, there's
You
7.
can't think long term right now. You have to think about your children and their well-being, right?
Oh.
You really want him to come in and testify that you saw that? Right? So, I mean, the gun wasn't on the table, the gun wasn't laying there to be cleaned, right?
No.
So I went in your bedroom, okay?
Okay.
Can I tell you what I saw?
Oh,
Your gun box is on the ground next to your closet.
as always there.
There was a clothing hamper spilled over it. In my mind, man, what you did is you went back there and you rage, and you got your gun and you went out there and you made a mistake. I don't know where you had your gun. To me, it looked like it was in your closet, but I don't know. I mean, I saw your gun cleaning kit in your closet, right?
Guns are not a good idea.
There's a spot on your top shelf of your closet.
Not around your
gun
kids.
gets slid in. Is that where you keep it? Between the purses?
Sometimes.
That is not a good enough spot,
I
bud.
did not have my gun in the gun case.
Okay. Where did you have it?
Pretty sure it was on top of my dresser underneath the TV.
Right in your master bedroom?
Yeah.
At this point, did you keep it loaded or did you have to load it?
It was loaded.
That is not good, bro. You got kids and it's loaded sitting on. Oh, come
Did
on,
you remember what you
bro.
were thinking when you were going back there?
Come on.
I mean, was it just you were just pissed or what?
I honestly don't remember.
He blacked out. Saw red.
It all felt like it happened and
Drinking.
instead.
And it did. It did, man. Everything happened in this. So you remember going to your bedroom. Where was she at the time? What was she doing?
Remember, probably in the kitchen.
I don't want you to guess, okay? So if you don't know, you don't know. Okay. I don't want you to guess. I'm only here to hear the truth, right? I don't want you to guess and make things up, right? The gun was never on the table. You were never cleaning the gun. We're all done with the stories, right? We're just gonna be truthful, right? So I know because I listened to the 911 call. Okay, I know that she called 911 and I could hear you guys arguing. I could hear what you were saying. Do you remember what you were saying? You were saying, "Get out of my house. Get out of my house. Get out of my house."
Sounds about right.
She's on the phone talking to the dispatcher. She told the dispatcher you have a handgun. She said she didn't know where it was, probably in the bedroom. She was providing the dispatcher with your information. It wasn't 5 seconds later that, fine. So this is what I'm asking you is, it got to the point where you guys were arguing or whatever happened, you went back to the bedroom and you came back out. I don't know how you did it or what you did, but there has to be you have to give me some kind of idea what happened.
I honestly don't remember anything.
He was drunk too. He probably blacked out. Yeah.
Like, I seriously did some freaking sleep.
Pure
Like,
rage.
actual freaking sleep.
What makes you then go back to the bedroom?
Honestly, it was just the whole arena that I read. Yeah. Like some aneurysms.
What button was she pushing at that point? Do you remember? You know what I mean by that when I say that?
I was shit about kids. And
About the kids?
now I'm a selfish piece of shit because I'm moving out.
In reality, Jordan wanted Bryce to move out. She was the one who initiated the divorce proceedings, not the other way around like he claims. He told friends and family that the relationship was falling apart due to Jordan's actions, not his own.
Do you remember what you were aiming at?
I don't even remember anything.
Do you remember what you said afterwards?
No.
You just kept repeating.
I don't remember even saying that.
He's probably telling the truth when he's saying that he doesn't remember it.
Too long
Doesn't
after
make it
I went
right.
outside, and that's whenever I got zipped up.
Yep.
I mean, it's GG for this guy.
Do you
But
remember anything about the shooting at all? So, you don't remember how many times you fired the gun? Do you remember her saying anything? When you pointed the gun at her? Did she see it? Do you remember, did she see the gun? You know. Do you remember what happened right afterwards? Did you check on her when she was down on the ground?
And I knew that she was down on the ground. Crazy. So it's probably for sure, like you said, gonna be a lot of stuff.
I can't speak for it, I don't know. The prosecutor has to authorize that. Okay.
Especially in Texas. Everything's getting tough all day.
Yeah, it's not happening up here. You know what though? I know you say that. And you say that because you're sad and depressed and pissed off at yourself right now. But you realize that you can still have a relationship with your kids, even if you're locked up. Okay? I mean, it sounds ridiculous right now. But we talked about it earlier, and it's what your life is going to be about now with the kids. The kids got to make it. The kids have to have a good life, right?
How?
We're gonna have your fucking 9-year-old or 8-year-old come in and testify in court, right?
7.
It's not happening.
They look a little older than
That's where
7.
it just came from.
Seems like it.
Steve Carson, Colton, they were doing forensics interviews with trained professionals.
Ultimately, thanks to the children's brave testimony, Bryce was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for first-degree premeditated murder. His boys will have to forever live with what their father has done. But thankfully, they are in good hands. They are being raised by family members who work hard to keep the memory of their mother alive. Our thoughts are with everyone who knew and loved Jordan Wheeler, who was a dedicated mother, a kind soul, a daughter, a sister, and friend. Thank you for watching
That's
today's
tough.
video. Whether you're new here,
That's tough. Like, serious, that's not good. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching. That was a long video, but it was actually a pretty good one. It was interesting to see what happens when alcohol's involved. You know, when you have such a strong feeling about, you know, being a dad and losing your wife at the same time. Yeah, it's a whole lot of emotions for that guy. I feel bad for the kids, not him. Yeah, so on to the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that subscribe, like, all that cool stuff. Thank you very much. Have a great night as well.